Sue Kai wins big at Tencent Starlight Awards 2025, a night that made history. K-drama Haven family. Some nights are remembered for their glitz. Some nights are remembered for their fashion. But then, there are nights so powerful, so unforgettable, that they don't just celebrate a star. They create a legend. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an update in the world of your favorite celebrities. And that K-drama Haven family is exactly what happened when Sue Kai stepped into the 2025 Tencent Starlight Awards. The red carpet, a king's entrance. The night began like any other award show. Bright lights, flashing cameras, the slow parade of stars. But then the announcer's voice rang out. Ladies and gentlemen, Sue Kai has arrived. The atmosphere shifted. The crowd surged forward. Fans screamed his name until their voices cracked. The air felt heavy with expectation. And then he appeared. Sue Kai stepped onto the red carpet in a velvet black tuxedo with silver embroidery glinting like starlight. His hair, slicked back yet effortless. His stride, calm but commanding. He didn't just walk the carpet, he owned it. Reporters leaned forward, desperate for a glimpse. Paparazzi flashes turned the night into day. And fans, some in tears, shouted, Sue Kai, our king. History tonight. History tonight. And in that moment, one thing was clear. This wasn't just another actor arriving. This was the man of the night. The nominations, a year of dominance. To understand why the hall buzzed louder when Sue Kai entered, we need to remember what 2025 had meant for him. He wasn't just working.
He was dominating.
His drama shattered viewing records across platforms. His face adorned billboards in Shanghai, Seoul, Bangkok, and even New York's Times Square. He was the ambassador for global brands, from fashion houses to luxury watches. And more importantly, his performances had matured. Sue Kai was no longer just the pretty face. He was the actor who could break your heart with a glance, the performer who could carry both romance and gravitas with equal weight. So when Tencent announced the award nominations, his name echoed like a drumbeat. Best Actor of the Year. Most Popular Male Star. The Grand Starlight Honor. 3 nominations. 3 chances at glory. But no one could have predicted how this night would end. The announcement. When the world stopped. The first award of the night came quickly. The presenter opened the envelope. The audience held their breath. And the winner for Most Popular Male Star of 2025 is Sue Kai. The crowd erupted. Fans screamed. His fellow stars clapped in admiration. Sue Kai smiled humbly, bowed, and walked to the stage. It was his first trophy of the night. But it wouldn't be his last. As the evening unfolded, tension grew. Cameras cut to Sue Kai again and again, capturing every flicker of anticipation. Then came the final category, the crown jewel of the night, the Grand Starlight Honor. The presenter paused, smiling knowingly. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner is Sue Kai. For a split second, time stood still. Sue Kai's eyes widened. His lips parted. He blinked, as if trying to make sure he heard correctly. And then the hall exploded. Fans cried. Stars rose to their feet in standing ovation. Sue Kai bowed his head, hands trembling as he stood, overwhelmed. This wasn't just a win. This was history. The speech that broke hearts. Sue Kai walked to the stage, his step steady, but his emotions threatening to overflow. The trophy was placed in his hands. He took a long breath. His voice shook as he began. This moment feels unreal. I came into this industry as a boy with a dream, and tonight, standing here, I feel the weight of every sacrifice, every sleepless night, every fan who believed in me when I doubted myself. His words pierced the silence. The camera zoomed in on his glistening eyes. He thanked his directors, his co-stars, his team. Then his voice softened. His eyes lingered just a moment longer, and he said, And to my source of strength at home, this is as much yours as it is mine. The crowd gasped. Fans online exploded. Who was he referring to? Was it his family? Or was it Tan Songyun, the woman fans have long whispered as his real-life anchor? Whatever the truth, One thing was undeniable. Su Kai wasn't speaking as just an actor. He was speaking as a man, full of gratitude, full of love. And when he closed with the words, "Tonight, we made history together," the hall thundered with applause. The world reacts. A legend is born. Within minutes, social media platforms crashed under the weight of Su Kai's victory. Weibo trended. Hashtag Su Kai Starlight King. Hashtag History Made. Hashtag Pride of China. On Twitter and Instagram, international fans flooded timelines. Witnessed history tonight. Su Kai didn't just win, he conquered. An actor, a king, a legend. Brands congratulated him publicly. Co-stars posted behind-the-scenes pictures with heartfelt messages. Directors who once doubted him admitted on stage interviews, Su Kai has become the actor of our generation. It was no longer about awards. It was about legacy. The backstage moment, when the king cried. But the most emotional part of the night wasn't televised. Backstage, away from the flashing cameras, Su Kai sat with a trophy in his lap. For a brief moment, the confident star let his guard down. Witnesses whispered that he wiped tears from his face, whispering, "This is for all of them, for everyone who believed." His team, emotional themselves, hugged him one by one. And someone captured a single photograph. Su Kai had bowed over the trophy, tears shining under the backstage lights. That image spread like wildfire. Fans called it the photo that defined the night. Because in that one moment, the world didn't just see Su Kai the superstar. They saw Su Kai the human being, vulnerable, grateful, overwhelmed. The legacy, a night that will be remembered forever. By dawn, headlines across Asia declared the same truth. Su Kai owned the Tencent Starlight Awards 2025. Not just for the trophies, not just for the speeches, but because he reminded the world what stardom truly means. Not ego, not glamour, but gratitude, humility, and heart. That night, Su Kai didn't just win. He cemented his place in history. And years from now, when fans look back on 2025, they won't just remember the tuxedo, or the trophies, or the ovations. They'll remember the man who turned a night of celebration into a night of transformation. The man who reminded us why we fall in love with stars. The man who proved that legends aren't born, they're made, one unforgettable night at a time. The walk-off stage. As Su Kai descended the stairs from the main stage, the roar of applause still echoed behind him. His trophy felt heavy in his hands, heavier than gold, heavier than recognition. It was the weight of years. Cameras caught his smile, steady and proud. But the second he stepped beyond the curtain, his expression faltered. For the first time all evening, Su Kai allowed himself to breathe. And with that breath came a wave of emotion so strong, he had to pause against the wall, eyes closed, chest rising and falling as though he'd just run a marathon. His team surrounded him, whispering congratulations. But they saw it, the glassiness in his eyes, the way his fingers gripped the trophy not as a prize, but as if it were a lifeline. The tears he couldn't hide. A staff member offered him a bottle of water. He nodded, whispered a soft thank you, and then, quietly, the first tear slipped down his cheek. It wasn't the dramatic cry of a star looking for sympathy. It was silent, private, the kind of tears that come only when you've carried too much for too long. Witnesses say Su Kai sat down on a backstage bench, trophy still in his lap. His shoulders trembled as he whispered, This means everything." And in that moment, the confident superstar the world had just applauded became something even more powerful, human, vulnerable, real. The phone call, what happened next, added another layer of emotion. Backstage assistants revealed that Su Kai pulled out his phone. For a moment, he stared at the screen, hesitant, almost nervous. Then, with trembling hands, he made a call. No one knows for certain who was on the other end. Some say it was his family. Others insist, and fans believe in their hearts, that it was Tan Songyun. Witnesses recall his words, barely audible, his voice breaking as he said, "I did it. We did it." Whoever it was, The call lasted only minutes. But when it ended, Sukai's tears had turned into the softest smile, a smile fans later called the smile of a man who wasn't celebrating alone. The photo that went viral. Then came the moment that defined the night. A backstage photographer, quietly snapping candids, captured Sukai sitting alone with his trophy, head bowed, hand covering his face, tears shining beneath the dim lights. The photo wasn't staged. It wasn't polished. It was raw, real, honest. And when that photo hit social media, the internet erupted all over again. Fans called it the picture of a king who never forgot his humanity. The most powerful image of the Tencent Starlight Awards. Proof that Sukai's heart is bigger than his fame. Within hours, it became the most shared image of the night, more iconic than the red carpet, more powerful than the stage speeches. The legacy of the night. By the time Sukai left the venue in the early hours of the morning, the world had already decided the 2025 Tencent Starlight Awards belonged to him. But more importantly, the night revealed who Sukai truly is. Not just a superstar, not just a winner, but a man who feels deeply, who remembers where he came from, who carries his fans and loved ones in every step of his journey. And that is why the night didn't just make history. It made something greater. It made legacy. K-drama Haven family, what do you think of the Backstage Sukai moment? Wasn't it more powerful than the award itself? Did you cry seeing the man behind the superstar? The man who finally let go of years of wait, years of dreams, years of sacrifice? One thing is clear. Long after the trophies gather dust, long after the cameras move on, the world will remember Sukai's tears backstage. Because sometimes history isn't made on the stage. Sometimes it's made in the moments the cameras almost missed. Don't forget to subscribe, turn on notifications, and join us again, because Sukai's journey is far from over. If this night proved anything, it's that his greatest chapters are still to come.